Okay, kids. The next thing that we are going to talk about is the private sector businesses or private sector businesses. I have made a list in front of you that is about sole trader, partnership, limited companies. There are two types of limited companies, private limited and public limited, and cooperatives. This is what we are going to talk about in today's lesson and day after tomorrow's lesson, and we'll continue with that. Okay. What is a sole trader business? The first type of the private sector businesses. A sole trader is a business in which one person provides finance for the business and in return has the full control of the business. We can also keep all the profits. Such businesses are called sole trader businesses. If you look around yourself, you will find a lot of sole trader businesses. The shopkeeper nearby that is located in the corner of your street, the school canteen owner, the smaller businesses is also sole trader. We encounter a lot of sole trader businesses daily. What are the advantages of doing such business and the disadvantage? Okay. First of all, they are easy to set up. They do not have any legal formalities while setting up. Three, complete control of the owner. Four, owner keeps all the profits. Five, owner can establish close relationships with the customers that may benefit in the future a lot. Because personal relationships with the customers are always good for the business. And even he can motivate the staff directly by establishing these close relationships with the staff too. Business can be based on the interest or the skill of owner that are very profitable indeed. Coming to the disadvantages of this type of business, I'm talking about the sole trader. The first disadvantage is unlimited liability. Now we'll take a pause here and we'll try to understand first the unlimited liability thing, and then we'll go back to the stuff of the disadvantages again. Let me define unlimited liability, then we'll go to the detail, and then I'll go into the detail of that. The business owners have full legal responsibility for the debts that business has to pay. It means that if business is unable to pay that debt because of any reason, the owners are responsible to pay that debt, and they have to pay it by selling their personal assets. They, I mean owners, have to pay that debt by selling personal assets even. I mean the jewelry of the owner, for example, the car of the owner, by for example, the house of the owner, for example. Okay. Kids, two types of businesses you will study in this chapter. One are the sole trader and the partnerships, that both are unlimited liability businesses. It means if businesses face any kind of loss, business has to pay someone, for example, bank or a supplier, the owner will sell their personal assets to pay those debts and to pay those suppliers, because they do not have separate legal identity. The owner and the business are considered same identity. That's why whatever business has done, the owner will be responsible for that. But if we talk about the partnership and the limited companies, these both are called limited liability businesses. It means that if in such businesses, I'm talking about the limited companies, if in such businesses the business has to pay something, the business is responsible for that. The personal assets of the owners won't be claimed for that. If business has to pay a bank, the assets of business, for example, plant and machinery, building that is in the name of business, will be sold, and that will be repaid. But nobody will come at the owner's house and ask him to sell his Mercedes to pay those debts, because in such businesses, the business and owner have a separate legal identity. So this is the case. Hope you get it. So the first disadvantage, I told you that the sole trader will have unlimited liability. That is a major disadvantage, because of which the sole trader businesses usually fails too. The second disadvantage of the sole trader business is that competition from the bigger firms will have to be faced. And in such situations, because of lack of finance, sole traders fails. Three, lack of finance. One owner cannot invest much of the um, capital stock and much of the raw materials into the business. In the case of companies, we will see in future, they can raise finance through many sources, but the sole trader is the only one who has to finance and fund the business. So he cannot arrange large amount of finance. He will have to work longer hours to make his business established, and that will be difficult for him. The owner cannot be specialized in all areas. He cannot be a purchase manager, a sales manager, finance manager at the same time. And 6, the problem of continuity. If the owner expires, he cannot continue. The rest of the people who are in business cannot continue the business with his name. They will have to make another name. They will have to establish another name of the business, and they can continue with the business. But if the owner expires, people cannot continue the business with his name, because business and owner were not two separate legal identities. So these are the disadvantages of sole trader business.